On a peaceful day in the quiet city of Lumbridge, a bored teenager was throwing trash in the river Lum, awakening an ancient river god from his 1,000-year slumber. Annoyed, the river god stepped onto land and saw that a lot had changed. During his sleep, he had lost most of his strength. It was time to train once again and reclaim his former glory. But he could not leave the riverside, as that was the source of his power.
Hey guys, and welcome to the first episode of this new Snowflake Ironman series called Riverbound. As you might have guessed already from the intro and the name of the series, this is a area-restricted Ironman that is restricted to the rivers of RuneScape. Now, I'm skipping over a few early levels because we all saw those, and nobody really cares if you get 10 fishing or 10 woodcutting or whatever. So I'm just gonna go right into it, and I'm gonna start explaining what the account is all about, what the goals are, what the area restrictions are, what are some of my options, what is going to be my early game, my end game, and all that stuff. So I hope you guys will enjoy this first episode, and let's take a look at what exactly the rivers of RuneScape are in a whole. First off, we have the river Lum, the river that everybody knows and everybody's first sight is when they join the RuneScape community. Now, how can we get to this river? That is via the home teleport or the spellbook teleport to Lumbridge. We can transfer around with the canoe transport system, or we can teleport with the Skull Scepter. The main training spots at this river are the monsters in the Edgeville dungeon, which is underneath the river, the fly fishing in Barbarian Village and Lumbridge, woodcutting, firemaking and fletching in Lumbridge and Edgeville in general, the mining spots south of Lumbridge in Barbarian Village and Edgeville dungeon, and also right next to the Champions Guild, the cows and the goblins and the chickens for feathers for early combat, and smelting bars in Edgeville. Some interesting things about this area: there is a fishing net spawn south of Lumbridge where I can get some early fishing levels. I have the possibility to complete Sheep Shearer as there is a spinning wheel in Barbarian Village. There is an Iron Mace spawn in Edgeville, which is going to be very useful for early combat, and I have access to Obor once I get Giant Keys. Next on the list we have the river Dung, or Dongne, or Downje, whatever you want to pronounce it. This is the largest river in RuneScape, and let's take a look at it. So getting there are a few possibilities. I can use the Wilderness Lever from Edgeville to get to Ardong. I can use the Barbarian Assault minigame teleport after doing the training, so that will be a quick thing to do. Also with the Games Necklace I can teleport to Barbarian Assault, or I can use the Castle Wars minigame teleport or the Ring of Dueling to Castle Wars and also get to the area. The main training spots in this area are going to be Barbarian Fishing, which will be unlocked after I train Agility through Gnomeball, the Estate Agent in Ardong for moving houses when I need to, the Chaos Druid Tower, which will be unlocked after 46 Thieving, the Moss Giants at Baxtorian Falls, pickpocketing Ardong Knights at 55 Thieving, the Fruit Tree spot at the Gnome Village, the Willow and Oak Trees at Castle Wars Bank will be used for full woodcutting, and I will also have access to the Ancient Cavern. Some interesting trivia about this area: there is a super anti-poison spawn north of Castle Wars, and I can also pick up a Black Scimitar in Ardong Castle for some better melee training. As I just mentioned, I will also be doing Gnomeball, the minigame, which is located right next to a river in the western part of the Gnome Stronghold, which I'm going to call the Gnome Stronghold River. Now this is going to be a one-time access because I will only be here until I get 15 agility by training Gnomeball, so I can start Barbarian Fishing as well. So this will be a one-time only. A perhaps more unexpected area is Keldagrim, where the river Keldas flows. Now this river is so big that I just decided to include the entire area to the river because the whole city is dependent on the river for trade and everything like that. Transportation to this will be done using the Blast Furnace minigame teleport or using the minecart from the Grand Exchange, which is unlocked after getting 21 agility. The main training spots here are going to be mining and smithing mostly, and also some stalls for thieving. Now, some interesting trivia about this is that this is where I can get the Ruin Pickaxe, and I can also buy resources for construction here. Plus, these will be the only anvils I will be able to use in my entire gameplay. Next on the list is the River Elit in the desert. Now, this river will only be unlocked once I get 20 construction, which means I can then move my house to Polivnich and teleport to the house portal. The main training spots here are going to be Hunter at the Desert Lizards, the Polivnich rooftop course once I get 70 agility, and doing blackjack thieving after completing the Void. Some interesting trivia about this is that it is going to be impossible to unlock Sophonim as I cannot complete Gertrude's Cat, which is quite a bummer, but nothing to do about it. And then finally we have the Hosidius Rivers, which can be found in Zeya. Now, transportation to this will be with the house teleport, 25 construction so I can move my house there, the skills necklace to the woodcutting guild, or the carrot memoirs after completing a few quests if they are possible in the area. I haven't checked it 100% yet. The main training spots here will be for cooking and of course access to the woodcutting guild, which is unlocked at 60 woodcutting. Some interesting trivia about this is that I have the ability to buy a saw from the woodcutting guild sawmill, which will unlock construction for me, so that is going to be a priority. And also in the woodcutting guild I will be able to buy a rune axe, which means until 60 woodcutting we're going to have to use a iron axe, which we can buy in an accessible store in Ardung. Now, there are two rivers that I haven't mentioned yet. The first one being the River Solve, which I will not be unlocking because I did some background checking and there is not really anything useful for me to do there, and accessing it will ask for too many exceptions in the gameplay. The second river is the River Moch at the Kebal's Lowlands, where I can find shaman lizards, the farming guilds, and some other methods for training hunter and fishing. Now, I haven't included this yet because I will only be able to unlock this after getting a skills necklace, which will allow me to teleport to the farming guild, and that is going to take a very long time, if I am correct, if it is even possible. So for now I have not included it in the video, but once I get the skills necklace I will be unlocking this area and I will add it to my gameplay. Now, there are a few one-time exceptions where I will be able to leave the river area just to do some stuff, and this includes one trip to Port Sarim to buy fishing rods, both the fly fishing rod and the normal fishing rod, a one-time travel to Zeya from Port Sarim, which will be the only time I will be using it like this, because once I get to Zeya I will have to get 60 woodcutting, gain access to the woodcutting guild and start training construction so I can buy the saw then. And we'll also be completing a few quests, first of them being the feud, which unlocks a lot of content in Polivnich, which is really important for me. The Spirits of the Elit, of course, because it is a quest surrounding the theme of a river, which is quite useful for the account. And also the Waterfall quest, same reason, the story of the quest is bound around the river Donge and the Baxtorian waterfalls, so I will be doing this quest as well. And finally, of course, Druidic Ritual for Herblore. So after getting 20 fishing at the Lumbridge fishing spot, I thought it was a good idea to just get one of the exceptions immediately out of the way. So I made my way to Port Sarim, where I bought a fishing rod and a fly fishing rod, and immediately teleported back to Lumbridge. So that is one exception already out of the way, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. The next one is not really an exception, but something I just gonna do one time. It is still near a river. It is the Gnomeball minigame. I made my way from the Edgeville Lever to Ardung, then walked north along the river and then west towards the Gnome Stronghold, where I eventually ended up at the Gnomeball field, which is right next to a river. In case you don't know, Gnomeball gives both ranged and agility experience every time you score. The first goal gives 4 experience, the second one 5, the third one 6, the fourth one 7, and then the 8th one gives 5 experience and a bonus experience of 25. So this is going to be my way to get to 15 agility and also get some range levels in the process. Yeah.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Try me, bitch.
Yeah, this might take a while before I get 15 agility, and that's going to be for the next episode, I think. Thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed the first episode, and I hope to see you on the second one. Goodbye.